Good evening, and welcome to KJTV News. I'm Lion, bringing you the latest developments on the escalating situation between the United States and Ukraine. In a major diplomatic shift, the United States has suspended all military aid to Ukraine as President Donald Trump increases pressure on President Volodymyr Zelenskyy to reach a peace agreement with Russia. This decision halts the continuous flow of American military assistance that has been crucial for Ukraine since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion 3 years ago. The White House confirmed that all military support, including weapons and logistical aid, has been paused while a review is conducted to ensure the assistance aligns with Washington's goal of achieving peace. Speaking to reporters, President Trump expressed frustration with Zelenskyy, stating that he should be more appreciative of US support. Trump suggested that a peace deal could be reached quickly and implied that failure to do so would have consequences. The decision to suspend aid has sparked concern among Ukrainian officials and Western allies. The United States provides critical military intelligence, advanced weaponry, and air defense systems that Ukraine relies on to defend against Russian aggression. European nations are now discussing alternative measures to bolster support for Kyiv, with the European Commission proposing a €150 billion defense loan package to member states. Meanwhile, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio hinted that the suspension of aid is part of a broader diplomatic strategy to bring Russia to the negotiating table. However, analysts warn that this move could weaken Ukraine's position and allow Russia to gain further ground in the conflict. Political reactions to the decision have been strong. In an interview, Vice President J.D. Vance reinforced Trump's position, calling on Ukraine to take negotiations seriously. Meanwhile, UK Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner described the situation as a very serious moment and reaffirmed Britain's commitment to supporting Ukraine. The suspension comes just ahead of President Trump's address to Congress, where he is expected to outline his foreign policy priorities. Reports indicate that Trump is also negotiating a deal with Ukraine for access to its critical mineral resources, which some officials believe could influence future US security assistance. As this situation unfolds, many are watching closely to see how Ukraine and its allies respond. Will the suspension of aid push Ukraine towards peace talks, or will it embolden Russia? We will keep you updated with the latest developments. In other news, US President Donald Trump has confirmed the implementation of steep new tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada, imposing a 25% tax on various goods. Additionally, the administration has doubled tariffs on Chinese imports, raising them from 10% to 20%. The announcement, delivered during a speech at the White House, had an immediate impact on global financial markets, causing significant declines in both US and European stock indexes. The move is expected to have widespread economic consequences, particularly in the automobile industry, where major manufacturers such as General Motors and Ford rely heavily on supply chains that stretch across North America. Experts warn that the new tariffs will likely lead to increased production costs, forcing car makers to raise vehicle prices, which could in turn weaken consumer demand and slow down economic growth. The rising costs could also impact other industries that depend on international trade, further adding to inflation concerns in the United States. In response, Canada has swiftly announced its own countermeasures, imposing retaliatory tariffs of 25% on US imports worth $30 billion, £16.3 billion. Canadian officials have warned that if the US does not reverse these measures, additional tariffs will be placed on more American goods within 21 days. Meanwhile, China has strongly condemned the US administration's decision, accusing it of economic coercion and attempting to unfairly shift blame over fentanyl trafficking issues. Beijing has vowed to take retaliatory action, further escalating tensions between the two economic superpowers. The impact of these new trade restrictions is already being felt across financial markets. The Dow Jones Industrial Average and the Nasdaq Composite both saw sharp declines, with losses continuing into the next trading session. Asian markets also reacted negatively, while major European indexes opened lower. Investors are bracing for further instability in the coming days as the trade dispute continues to unfold. As the global economy reacts to these developments, analysts are warning of potential long-term consequences. Increased costs for businesses, higher prices for consumers, and growing uncertainty in international trade could have lasting effects on economic stability. The situation remains fluid, and all eyes are now on how world leaders will respond to this latest escalation in trade tensions. Thank you for watching us, and don't forget to subscribe.